Ok, aquí estamos en Headbangers y como lo habíamos prometido con la presencia de Marilyn Manson, una banda definitivamente fuera de contexto, esas bandas que podrían ser quizás alternativas, quizás metálicas y de verdad con un planteamiento totalmente diferente al usual. Do you understand some Spanish, guys?
No, not at all.
Not at all. You, Twiggy?
I know how to say mi mono in Tuculo. I think that means my monkey's in your hand.
Yeah, it makes total sense. But you're from South Florida, so it's kind of you're like closer to this kind of a Latin environment. But
Yeah. I haven't learned Spanish yet, though, unfortunately. I know.
you're going subtitled now, so that's no problem.
Okay.
Okay, let's talk about like this guy has an album out, and it's very, I don't know, meaningful in terms of what you're telling about this whole. We come from Latin America, so this is not America for us. It's very different. It's a foreign experience.
Right.
But you talk about like this American thing going on in terms of I don't know.
Right.
It's different in terms of.
I've found that a lot of people from other countries understand our music more than some people in America because when you're involved in America and you're a part of it, it's hard to look at it from an objective point of view. And I'm looking at it from an objective point of view, and I'm seeing how America raises children to be ashamed for who they are and raises kids to feel guilty for being individuals, and how America's constantly trying to keep you from thinking for yourself,
That's
And
portrayed in an American family you refer to.
Yeah.
The people in the United States.
Right.
Pretty meaningful. This, could you introduce yourself because you're in charge, Mr. Manson?
Yeah.
In charge vocals, and you?
Twiggy.
Twiggy.
Bass.
The bass. How many members in the band?
5.
5.
Guitars, keyboards, and drums, and us too.
What have changed to you guys because you got in touch with this Nothing label, Interscope, with the help in a way of Trent Reznor?
Right.
Did your life change in a way? I've been in Bottom South many times. Did your life change from Bottom South, like playing little bars, to now like last year, 9 Inch Nails, and now Danzig? Like you're massive now in terms of that.
Yeah, I mean, we don't let anything go to our head, but we've worked hard for 5 years, and then we worked things out with Trent and got on his label, and he believed in what our music was about, and we just had to start over from the beginning. We had developed a big following in our hometown, and then we had to start from scratch in America and do that all over again. So we're just working hard to just tour and get our music out, because a lot of our stuff isn't really acceptable for the radio or for television, so we have to expose people to it in different ways.
Well, at least in Headbangers we've been playing heavily your 2 videos, so that's great.
That's
I mean,
good.
Lunchbox and Get Your Gun. What about Twiggy? What about the name of the band? There's some sort of balance between the Marilyn element and Manson element. What's the meaning of? You don't like too much to talk, don't you?
It's all about scabs, Cody.
What? Okay, it's like that.
5 years ago, when I was kind of putting together the band, Marilyn Manson was a name that I thought really described what my personality was about and what I wanted to represent. Because in America, Marilyn Monroe and Charles Manson were 2 of the most memorable people from the 60s and from my childhood. And I thought that balance that they created between male and female and positive and negative and good and evil and whatever words you want to fit into that equation, I thought that really represented what I had to say, which was something that didn't fit into either category. It transcended the boundaries. It was in the gray area, and that's what we're about. We're not right or wrong. We're what we are, and we have our own.
It's all about like a balance or a lack of balance, maybe. It's
right.
2 elements.
Exactly.
Okay, so we're gonna watch a video from you guys aquí junto a Marilyn Manson. Esto es el video de Lunchbox. Seguimos en Headbangers, tenemos una pausa, pero de todas formas vamos a conversar un poco más con este concepto distinto. What about the video we just saw about Lunchbox? You have like some things to say visually in terms of, it's a good way to say things also. But.
Lunchbox was a song that I wrote thinking about when I was growing up in middle school. I used to get picked on a lot for being a skinny kid and for being, for not really fitting in. And about 5 years ago, I found my old metal lunchbox that I had from school, and it reminded me of that time in my life. And I started collecting metal lunchboxes because in America they have different lunchboxes for different TV shows, and it's very nostalgic. So I started building up a big collection. We wrote that song, and I guess it kind of describes, on an autobiographical level, how I got to where I am. When I was a kid, I used to get picked on a lot for what I looked like, so I developed a chip on my shoulder, and now I'm kind of paying everybody back for, the chorus. I want to grow up to be a big rock star, so, that type of thing. So.
What about the composition, Twiggy, the composition and Marilyn Manson? You all to take care about the composition, or it's just like, who's responsible of music besides the lyrics?
The Chickens.
Okay.
And,
Well,
the Chickens, basically, they write the songs. The Chickens write the songs for us.
Mr. Manson?
I write all the lyrics, and then these guys will work on the music. Our guitar player, everybody contributes on the music. Twiggy spends a lot of time at, if you've ever been to Disney World in America, they have a zoo thing, and he likes to talk to the chickens. It's his favorite thing, so
Okay.
that's where he gets his inspiration from.
Mr. Manson, it seems that there's a lot of experience that you draw, like lyrically, about your childhood, about like your personal experience that could be an experience of many people, too, in any part of the world, too.
Yeah, I mean, I talk about the things that I experienced growing up. I don't try and talk about anything that I haven't been through. I don't try and think about things that I don't know about. I just talk about what I know, and I think a lot of people grew up the way I did, and they didn't feel like they could fit in, and I'm basically trying to share with those people so that they know that it's all right not to fit in, because you don't have to fit in. You make your own place to fit in. At the same time, I try and hang on to a childish mentality, kind of like Peter Pan, because I don't think you necessarily have to grow up. There's no reason why you have to become a responsible adult, I think, if anything, I'm proving that,
Very interesting point. And what about Marilyn Manson as a show, Twiggy? How would you describe? Because Latin American audience never seen they're hoping now because they've been exposed to 2 videos of yours. How would you describe a show of Marilyn Manson? You know about that? Good. I heard that it was very theatrical, very...
I don't know if you could call it that, because it's like on the Mickey Mouse Club, anything can happen day. That's what happens with our show. So the police are always standing by waiting to arrest us because they don't know what's going to happen. Things that you might see would be, we get angry sometimes and we break things, or we set things on fire, or sometimes Twiggy would like to wear brown pantyhose and a wig.
Okay.
That's sometimes how he gets his anger out. I don't know why, but I can't speak.
Twiggy, don't you think that sometimes if the people use the word sick, it's kind of the interpretation of the people? Like sickness comes from, that is kind of sick.
He was carrying a bottle of Jack Daniels and he cut himself.
Okay.
That happens. No, I think people are, whenever people ask us about what we're about, I tell people Marilyn Manson is only as sick as you want it to be. It's all in your perception. If you can perceive us as being sick, then that's something that you have in your head.
It wasn't a bottle of Jack Daniels. I was carrying a bottle of Jack Daniels, but it was this little girl.
That explains it all. We're gonna do a pause. We're gonna go to commercials, and then we're gonna watch another one of the videos of a portrait of an American family. It's Get Your Gun. Así que quédense que vamos a seguir junto a Marilyn Manson. Thank you very much for your time.